Today is Friday the 13th, and I'm going to give you guys an MLB news and roundup update. We got a lot to discuss, from trades, possible trades, to where Trevor Bauer is going to sign. We got a lot to talk about. But how's it going, everyone? My name is FamedFriar. Welcome back to another video where today we're going to be discussing all the news going across baseball. We got a lot to share, lots of interesting stuff going down. I'm excited. Let's hop into this. Of course, the first piece of news is this. Marlins trade away longtime shortstop Miguel Rojas back to the Dodgers, because he actually started with the Dodgers. Not a lot of people know this. In exchange for prospect Jacob Amaya, aka the 16th ranked prospect in the Dodgers system. I don't like the move personally. If I'm a Marlins fan, I don't understand it, because, you know, you'll see later on in this video, Marlins have interest in trading for Ha-Seong Kim. Ha-Seong Kim is basically the same thing as Miguel Rojas in my mind. Defensive-minded shortstops with mediocre bats. Ha-Seong Kim definitely has more power, but he doesn't have the same exact defensive ability, arguably. I don't know. I mean, Miguel Rojas was special defensively this year. His defensive mind, his defensive makeup makes sense. But the way I'll describe this trade and why it doesn't make sense is this. So you are, at the playground, right? This is the best explanation I could give. You have a Lego Star Wars character, right? And everyone wants this Lego Star Wars character. It's not usually that valuable, but a lot of people need it to finish their collection or make their collection better. You're one of two people that have this Lego Star Wars character. You decide, hey, I'm going to trade this Lego Star Wars character away for an Indiana Jones one. Yeah, Indiana Jones is cool, but it's not going to affect me too much, right? So once you do that, that's where things get interesting, because you still need this Lego Star Wars character. So now you're looking at Ha-Seong Kim being the only version of that Lego Star Wars character on the market. Now everyone's going to want to trade for him. So not only did Kim NG increase the market price of Ha-Seong Kim, but she added herself to the race to trade for him. It makes zero sense to me, to be completely honest. Miguel Rojas had a great relationship in Miami. I don't understand the trade. I understand at some point it's time to move on. I get that. There's many situations like that. But why? Why is my question. If Marlins fans can answer in the comment section, I'm very interested. So the next piece of news is coming about Trevor Bauer. This is from John Heyman. John Heyman of the New York Post wrote an article, and he said this today. One baseball decision maker mentioned that it would be better to have a team on another planet sign Trevor Bauer, is what I'm guessing he means by that. But with pitching at a premium, that may not be true. The Dodgers have until Friday to trade him. They ended up releasing him, guys, if you did not know that. He got released. Interesting once again. And if they can't, he becomes a free agent like he did. He is said to have behaved well while in Cincinnati. Okay? There's speculation about them. Unconfirmed. Speculation about him. Interesting stuff. I find it interesting that he behaved well in Cincinnati, because I don't think a lot of professional baseball organizations would like his vlogs, but they do. So good for Trevor Bauer. Good for him, I guess. I don't know what to say here. I think maybe the Cincinnati Reds are one of his only shots. Of course, the Padres signed Nelson Cruz to a 1-year, $1 million deal. Good stuff for the Padres. Great signing. I have a whole video talking about it. I highly recommend you check it out. Now, here's the fallout of it. Ha-Seong Kim's out of position. Obviously, I have a video talking about him going to the Red Sox. Buster Only of ESPN posted an article recently where it says, Pablo Lopez of the Miami Marlins, the signing of Johnny Cueto adds even more depth to the team that is already stacked with starting pitching. And now GM Kim NG can start to use some of her rotation surplus to augment the starting lineup. The starting lineup's very empty, in my opinion, so it's very huge for them. A rival evaluator sees a potential match with the San Diego Padres. Lopez, a good starter for who is 2 seasons away from free agency, in return for steady shortstop Ha-Seong Kim, who's under contract for the next couple of seasons with an option in 2025. Yeah, I think by the market value of MLB trade values, I believe off the top of my head, Jesus Luzardo's a 20, Ha-Seong Kim's like an 18.4 or an 18.9. Be considered an overpay, but this is what I mean. Yesterday we were talking about how the Red Sox could get Ha-Seong Kim, and they're making an attempt at him, and what the Padres want. The Padres wear the pants. They can do whatever they want. They have the control. They have the value. That's why it's so important for the Padres to capitalize. I mean, they can jack this price up to whatever they want it to be. Obviously, the fallout of Carloscorrea has been very interesting to discuss. But now it seems like the Mets are going to make a different move where they target someone next year in free agency, being Shohei Ohtani or Manny Machado. That's supposed to be their internal plan. I saw a tweet about it. I can't find the tweet. I don't know, man. I would be surprised if Manny leaves San Diego. Ohtani, I don't know what Ohtani's situation is, but I believe at some point he said he didn't want to go to the East Coast. Not positive on that. That's just my belief of what I remember when he first came over, but you know, that was, what, 5 years ago, so time heals. Maybe he wants to go to New York. Today is National Signing Day, quote-unquote, for baseball, aka the ARB Day. There's a lot of ARB numbers you're going to see come out. A lot of people are going to, you know, it's going to help finalize the idea of, hey, what is the books going to look like for teams and what money they have left in terms of their spending budget. Numbers are coming out. They'll be coming out throughout the day. You know, simple stuff like Chris Paddock at 2.4. Just the numbers I'm seeing on Twitter right now. It's all arbitration numbers. If you don't know how arbitration here is, it's either they agree upon an amount. If they don't agree upon it, they can go to court over it. And they have hearings based on what the court finds to be equal value for his services. So because of that, that is what's going on in baseball right now today. I think today you'll hear a little bit of news maybe. I'm unsure. Interesting stuff, man. Arbitration's interesting times. And the last thing we're going to discuss today is there's been news about the Twins and the Marlins possibly making a trade, discussing Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez, you know, he's a good value piece. He's a great pitcher. You're definitely trading him at the top of his value. And I think it's part of the reason the trading market's so clogged up, so to say, is because everyone's been waiting on a Pablo Lopez trade for what it feels like since the winter meetings, December 8th. Is when that ended. And this is what supposedly has been discussed. Pablo Lopez is a high value pitcher, like I keep saying. They want to get not only Max Kepler, kind of the side piece in the deal, of course, but Luis Arias being the biggest piece, the centerpiece, because they need a first baseman extremely badly. That's why they were willing to target Jose Abreu. I think Jose Abreu would have been a great fit in Miami. But besides that being discussed, I think there's supposedly a rumor of Royce Lewis. I saw that on Twitter from a couple of people that I do trust. Not exactly a John Heyman, but, you know, they do know what they're talking about for the most part. And I guess that fills their shortstop hole. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Royce Lewis tore his ACL last year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I mean, they don't need Royce Lewis as much anymore. They have Carlos Correa. They have, you know, Jorge Polanco up the middle. Losing Luis Arias is not in their goal. They said that Luis Arias is off limits in a trade. So Max Kepler's not going to land you Pablo Lopez, so I think we're going to be waiting maybe even longer for a possible trade. But that is all the news going on across baseball. If you're yet to hit that subscribe button, I highly recommend you do so. Same thing with that like button. Comment down below what move you're looking forward to your team making, and I'll see you guys all in a video very, very soon. Peace.
Yes. 305 to the 619, baby. Let's go. Let's go, San Diego. Live that shit up, San Diego. Let's fucking go. Woo! It's our fucking house. Hey. It's our house right here, baby. Let's go.